Hey there, startup founders and business owners out there. This is Zoltan Vardy, creator of the Launch Code. I know all of you are back into the swing of things here in the new year, focused on building a successful business, and I want to help you by sharing with you my thoughts on a critical part of the process, which is how to create a clear product offering that makes it easy for customers to say yes. Now, you might say to yourself, I know the product or service I'm offering. I'm selling marketing services or I'm providing a technology solution to a particular problem. But that doesn't mean that your target customer understands what to buy. How is that possible? Think about it this way. Let's say you're an artist and your business is to sell your paintings. You can approach it from a couple different perspectives. You can decide to paint individual paintings and get them to a gallery and then have them sold to high-end buyers. Or you can decide that you want to make your paintings available digitally on your website and you enable consumers to download your painting online, print it, and hang it on their wall at home. Or you can decide that you want to make your paintings available to various customers and enable them to imprint them on everyday objects like coffee mugs or t-shirts or mouse pads so they can enjoy your paintings each and every day. Each of these product offerings is based on the same business concept, which is for you to sell your paintings. But they are packaged in a completely different and unique way, targeting distinct customers and needs. So my question to you again is, do you know exactly what you're selling? Now, as you build your business, you are most likely going to have a sense of the product or service that you want to provide. It's only natural. But you need to turn that product or service into a product offering that packages your value proposition into a form that customers can understand and purchase. In other words, your product offering has to be something that customers can say yes to. Now, why is having a clear product offering important? Well, one of the most important reasons is because it enables you to achieve one of the most critical objectives of any early stage business, which is product market fit. I'm sure you've heard this concept before. I've read a lot of different definitions about this state of being, but probably the clearest and simplest definition I've ever heard is from a guy named Mark Andreessen, who's one of the most legendary early stage founders back in the mid-90s. He founded a company called Netscape, but also has since become one of the leading investors in Silicon Valley. And he says that product market fit is being in a good market with a product that satisfies that market. Simple enough. Now, I've developed a 5-step process that you can follow in order to create a product offering that your customers can understand and make a decision to buy. It's a critical principle of the Launch Code, which is my business growth framework that combines corporate planning methods with entrepreneurial execution to help you and guide you in the process of building a successful business and give you that sense of clarity and comfort along the way. Now, the first step in creating a product offering is to create a minimum viable product. Now, you might have heard this expression before. It's often called an MVP. A minimum viable product is basically the product offering that you believe, based on your initial assumptions, is what your target customer will want to buy. Ideally, it has enough features that early adopters can attract and can understand, and will help you. It's going to help you validate your product idea before you put a lot of extra effort and time into developing that product. And let's be honest, you can't be sure that the product you've come up with actually will have a market. The whole concept of an MVP was developed by a guy named Eric Ries, who's an entrepreneur and an author, and he wrote a book called Lean Startup that talks about this approach and this methodology. I'd encourage you to check it out. The story of Airbnb's founding for me is the greatest example of how to use an MVP to build an amazing business. The story goes that Brian Chesky, the founder of Airbnb, had this concept of creating a service of peer-to-peer short-term lettings or leasings. And he was in San Francisco, and there was a big conference in town, and all the hotels were sold out. So he got up with this idea that he would create a very basic website, upload pictures of his own apartment, and offer places in his apartment to visitors to San Francisco for this convention who couldn't find hotel rooms. And he immediately booked a couple of mattresses on his floor for something like $80 a night. And so Airbnb was born. And interestingly enough, the air in Airbnb comes from the air mattresses that he actually rented out to his first customers. Now, MVPs are also relevant for service-based businesses and professional services businesses. Like you might be saying to yourself, well, a product I get, you have to do various technology advances and then you kind of figure out what works, what doesn't. But it works just as well for professional services. The difference is that the MVP that a professional services business provides are the certain packages that you offer to your customers so that they understand the service you're selling. I mean, you say, I'm an expert in marketing, buy my service. That's a very difficult thing to grasp or to understand. But if you say, I'm an expert in marketing and I'm gonna offer you 3 products for your specific problem. I have an advisory service, a 10-hour professional consulting package on how to create a value proposition. I have a workshop, it's a 2-hour workshop, basically how it shows you how to launch a new product in 5 easy steps. Or I have an e-learning platform, it's a 6-hour video series on the keys to building a successful marketing plan. Whatever it is, you kind of package these elements into digestible bits. The second step in the process of creating a product offering is to gather feedback and insights. Now, after you launch your MVP, you will receive feedback from a variety of sources. You're going to receive feedback from customers, right? And these are the responses that you have to be most open to and understanding. My experience is that there's 2 types of customer responses to an initial product offering. Either they're very direct, I'm not interested because this has no value to me, or they're more indirect, like I don't understand what you're offering, or let me think about it. Listen to your customers and learn to read between the lines. This will give you the clearest indication of how clear your product offering really is. Another place you can get feedback from is from your friends and advisors. People close to you who have your best interest in mind will give you an honest assessment of what you're doing. Just be careful not to take it personally because they're probably doing it in order to help you create a product offering that will generate the revenues for you to be able to build your business. The third source of feedback actually comes from you as you dive deeper into the process. You will get inspiration from other players, your competitors in your marketplace. And you'll notice how they're evolving their own product offering. And there's nothing wrong with following suit or copying the best ideas and applying them to your business. And the fourth place you get feedback that enables you to gather insights into how to evolve your product offering is yourself. After you're processing all of these different sources of information, you're gonna look at your product one day and you're gonna think to yourself, God, I was so proud of this. I thought this was so perfect. And you're gonna realize at that moment that you really do need to do significant improvements to make the business work. You learn to live with this sometimes really painful process. I like to say that honest feedback is like medicine. It may not taste good, but it is good for you. The third step in creating a clear product offering is to realign and test your revised product offering. So all this feedback that you will have gotten that you've gathered and you've got these insights will generally lead you to conclude one of 3 things in my experience. 1, your target audience has no interest in your product offering. 2, some elements of your product offering have value to your target customer, but others have no value. And 3, another type of customer who you didn't even think of values your product offering more, but not necessarily in the way that you first believed. You need to go back and reevaluate your product offering and realign it so there's a clear connection between the value you offer and the target customer is willing to pay for that value. You'll then need to test this revised approach with potential customers, integrate their feedback, realign, test, integrate, and so on, as if you were on a continuous loop. And this one day that it's difficult to imagine will come, but it will come, you will discover that you have achieved product market fit. How will you know? From 3 things. Customers understand clearly what you're selling, they recognize the value you deliver, and they're willing to pay your asking price to gain access to this value. It's like magic, but it's even more fun. Step 4 in the process of creating a clear product offering is to scale your product offering. So once you've achieved product market fit, you can begin scaling your offering. This means you'll be able to sell more of your products or services to more customers and grow your revenues with only a minimal investment of additional time, effort, money that you need to achieve bigger results. If you want to learn more about what business models scale more easily, check out my blog on business models. Service businesses are traditionally more difficult to scale, but there are ways to do it. You can kind of repackage your service offering and extend various levels of service at different price points so that you appeal to similar customers, but with different needs. The fifth and final step in the process to create a clear product offering is to broaden your product offering. You will reach a state when you consider your product offering finished, at least for the time being. This is a time when you can consider broadening your product offering to generate additional revenues from existing markets or new revenues from adjacent markets. I use the word broaden very purposely and not diversify, because I think it's really critical that you stay true to your core value proposition and expand into adjacent areas that complement and don't hurt your core proposition. Doing something completely unrelated to your core business will destroy the value of your core business. So here are 3 smart ways that you can broaden your product offering. The first is same customer, new product. So for example, you currently sell a car insurance online and you decide that you're going to sell home insurance to those same customers. The second is same product, new customer. Let's say you sell a household cleaning agent. You repackage it and position it as a cleaning agent for automobiles. Again, same product, new customer. And finally, it's same product and customer in a new geography. Here, you basically sell the exact same product to the exact same type of customer, but you do it in a new city or a new country. This is the essence of international expansion. You know what? Your product offering requires a continuous process of development, feedback, and redevelopment. You not only have to do this because you have to deal with the natural decline of a product's life cycle, but with a lot of unexpected twists and turns in a highly competitive marketplace. I just want to tell you, don't get discouraged if it feels like you didn't get your product offering right at first. As long as you follow this 5-step process, you'll have plenty of time to get it right and to reap the benefits of achieving, ultimately, product market fit. And that's when you, in your business, will blast off.